Good morning, Alan Skinner here. Info Literacy Discussion Week 3 for History 701. In the course of my own writing and scholarship on the American Revolution, I became acquainted with the plight of members of the Society of Friends, more commonly known as Quakers. Quakers were a British Protestant denomination that suffered persecution for their doctrinal disagreements with the Church of England and also other Protestants. Core to their beliefs were the direct relationships with God through Jesus Christ, liberty of conscience, self-determination, and most importantly, pacifism. Particularly irritating to the British establishment was the refusal of the Quakers to serve in the militia, nonconformance that was routinely punished with fines and special taxes. So as a result, many Quakers immigrated to Pennsylvania, a colony specifically founded by William Penn for his fellow friends. Tension continued between congregations of Quakers with other American settlers over the same issue with pacifism. The matter was so important that the corporate body of Friends experienced schisms during both the French and Indian War and the War of the American Revolution. Attitudes within the Friends concerning pacifism hardened so much by the Revolution that many Quakers were excommunicated for nothing more than providing provisions to soldiers on both sides. Notable Quakers excommunicated for their involvement in the Revolution include notables such as Betsy Ross and General Nathanael Greene, the liberator of the southern states from British occupation. So on account of their anti-war stance, Quakers were again routinely accused of disloyalty by both sides. Consequently, they were left open to abuse from radicals on both sides, food and fodder confiscated, extra taxes and fees, and their houses and barns turned into barracks and hospitals. So for my special topic, I decided to focus on the experience of the Quakers to highlight how the Revolution affected a marginalized group of people. To do so, students will read and analyze two primary sources produced by Quakers during the era, supplemented by readings from 3 scholarly journals, and then also my lecture notes. First, an apology for the people called Quakers was published in 1757 in response to complaints of the Friends' pacifism during the French and Indian War. The treatise first summarizes the founding of Pennsylvania by royal charter, pointing to the granting of extensive rights and privileges so long as they live peaceably and justly under civil government, end quote. The missive rebutted charges of disloyalty with a list of the support that was provided by the Friends, prayer, first and foremost, supplies, and then also medical support, all in lieu of the military service. The second primary source, published in 1777, is shorter, much more strident in tone. It opens by cataloging the abuses heaped upon Pennsylvania Quakers for their supposed disloyalty to the American independence movement before it reaffirms the core principles of the Friends. Quote, "We think it necessary publicly to declare that we are led out of all wars and fightings by the principle of grace and truth in our minds, by which we are refrained from holding a correspondence with either army," end quote. So from a pedagogy standpoint, I would require students to critically analyze the two documents within the historical context of the period. Contextual information supplied by instructor lecture and broadens by assigned readings from the identified journal articles in the reference listing. Student deliverable would be a written persuasive analysis of the Quakers' position, which connects to the Liberty University History Department's FSLO 1 and 2, evaluate information to accomplish a specific purpose, and analyze information to assess meaning. It would also meet FSLO 4, as the students would be expected to analyze the Quaker stance in light of Scripture. Lastly, the written work will serve as a scaffolding assignment, leading to a final research paper, thus helping to fulfill a measurable outcome to the course. Thank you. This concludes my presentation.